Do you know what your spiritual gifts are? Knowing what they are and using your spiritual gifts gives you access to your intuitive wisdom, and that makes life easier. Stay right here and we'll dive into the 3 most common spiritual gifts. Hi, it's Misa Hopkins, Mother Misa, as some of you know me. On this channel, we talk about awakening and healing in the sacred feminine to help you find your greatest purpose and live your life to the fullest amidst today's challenges. If this topic is important to you, be sure to click the subscribe button below and check out the links and resources underneath. I've been doing readings for people focusing on their spiritual gifts for over 20 years now. It took me years to figure out my psychic gift wasn't predicting the future or offering advice about where to live, which house to buy, or whether you were in the right relationship. What I saw best were people's psychic or spiritual gifts. In the old days, when people lived in villages, the local psychic or shaman or medicine person would help the parents understand their child's spiritual gifts. But we don't experience that in our modern lives. So I take a lot of pleasure in helping people understand some of the most precious gifts they came into this world with. Over the years, I've discovered there are 3 major spiritual gifts from which most of the other spiritual and psychic abilities come from. That makes them the most common ones. The first is clairvoyance. This is the ability to see with your inner eyes. This works in 2 primary ways. The first way that it works, you literally see in the spiritual worlds. You might see spirits, or you might see visions of the future, or, for example, your dreams might be prophetic, and there are other ways in which you might see as well. The other way this gift works is to see through to what is important in a more figurative form of seeing. For example, you might see for others a more direct path, or see what is keeping someone stuck. Most everyone has some form of clairvoyance. It might be strong or it might be weak, but it is usually there. The second is clairaudience. This is the ability to hear with your inner ears. You might hear your own higher self and inner guidance, or your spiritual guides. And this way of hearing is often described as that quiet voice in the back of your mind. You might actually hear more directly or literally, hearing the voice of a spirit as a voice outside of yourself speaking to you. Or you might have the ability to hear another person's thoughts. Or, as another example, you might hear sacred sounds like healing sounds or the music of the spheres. Most people have some form of clairaudience as well. The third is clairsentience. This is the ability to feel with your inner senses. This also works like the others in 2 primary ways. One way this works is in experiencing a physical sensation when something is good or right for you, or for another person if you're checking in for them. You might also have a feeling that's associated when something isn't right for you or another person. Or you might get a physical sensation when something feels true. The second way this gift works is in sensing the emotions or physical feelings of another person, or an animal, or any living being. This gift, like the other 2, is something that most people have. Now, I want to be clear, I've given you just a few examples of the ways that these 3 gifts could work. Often, one of these 3 gifts will lead and one of the others will follow, or 2 of them will follow. So for example, if I begin doing sound healing for someone, that's my primary, strongest gift, my clairvoyance and clairsentience will follow. Suddenly, I will start to see inside of someone's body, or I will start to feel perhaps what that individual is feeling as I'm doing healing sounds for them. You might want to notice how these gifts work for you and which gift you tend to lead with. They will give you clues into all of your psychic spiritual gifts. And if you'd like some help understanding your psychic gifts and how they can help you in solving some of your biggest life challenges, you can learn more about getting a psychic reading with me in the link below. I hope you enjoyed discovering your spiritual gifts and how they work for you. I've got a question for you to consider about your psychic gifts. Do you know any of your spiritual gifts? And if so, do you have a favorite? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below so we can enjoy each other's richness of spiritual gifts. Also, be sure to visit my website, misahopkins.com, where we explore self-healing techniques based in sacred feminine energy, and my nonprofit, sacredfeminine.awakening.com, where we honor ancient sacred feminine teachings and learn how to apply them for emotional and spiritual balance in our lives. Thanks for joining me today. Again, be sure to click the subscribe button to get more support like this in your journey of awakening and healing.